And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week.
It's Memorial Day weekend and the traditional unofficial start of summer. But before we get to the parties, picnics, beaches, and up to the mountains bit, let's remember that this is a solemn occasion as well. This isn't Veterans Day, where we honor those who served, or Armed Services Day, which we just observed a couple of weeks ago. This is a really solemn day to remember the fallen who gave the last full measure of devotion to their country and to all of us who protected the freedoms that we enjoy by giving up their lives. And there are a lot of traditions that go with that that don't often get observed, including a moment of silent reflection at 3 o'clock on Monday. If all of us could just take a minute out of our busy day on Monday and all of the activities that go with the Memorial Day weekend and remember those who gave their lives for us. It's actually an act of Congress and has been for over 20 years, but unfortunately, it's one of those things that we don't focus upon because of all the other things that are going on that day. And if you happen to be able to get one of those poppies that were everywhere when I was a kid, please make a contribution and wear it on Memorial Day out of respect for those who have fallen. As you know, I love history, and so the history of Memorial Day, or Decoration Day as it was once known, is very interesting to me, and particularly because so much of the roots of Memorial Day run through Keystone State soil. Some say it began in Gettysburg with Abraham Lincoln, but more Pennsylvanians will say it began in Boalsburg on July the 4th, 1864. Now there are 25 or 30 other communities that claim to have been the first to observe Memorial Day, but I'm pretty sure it was in Pennsylvania. Additionally, Doylestown, Pennsylvania, where I once lived, has the longest running parade since 1868. Last year, because of COVID, things were a little bit different, but Doylestown still holds claim to the longest running parade in the country, although there's some town out in Wisconsin that says they did one before. I just don't believe it. And a special shout out this week, we don't usually do that, but a special shout out to the Treasurer of Pennsylvania, Stacy Garrity, who just took office a few months ago, but is already having an impact. This week, she joined 14 other state treasurers across the country in warning banks and financial institutions not to divest of companies that are in so-called fossil fuels, namely natural gas, oil, and coal, which are the backbone of much of our economy. Joe Biden and his administration are trying to get financial institutions to divest from those entities. They've tried that in the past. The left wants to do that kind of thing. Well, guess what? The rest of the country can as well. So hats off to Stacy Garrity and the 14 other state treasurers around the country that said enough is enough. We saw this with the divestment movement against Israel, and thankfully Pennsylvania was one of the states that pushed back on that as well. So here's another opportunity to say common sense, good economics, and a prosperous future for all of us are more important than the political games that Joe Biden and his administration would like to see us play. And it was a great week for those of us over 40 as Phil Mickelson became the oldest player to win a major PGA tournament at age 50. And Adam Vinatieri, just a couple of years behind him, retired, the highest scoring player in NFL history. For those of us that are maybe Patriots haters, New England Patriots haters, remember that Vinatieri played more games with the Colts than he did with the Pats. And a couple of really memorable field goals spliced in there. A great career. He retires at age 48 and a lot of gray hair to go with it. So for now, please observe Memorial Day. Look at 3 o'clock on Monday if you can. Remember that the flags go to half staff until noon and then to full staff for the rest of the day. And have a wonderful weekend. Because for now, that is the best 60-ish seconds of your week.